welcome back to a new episode of Mama Patschifig. Long time no seen. We got ourselves some coffee, so I'm happy you're sharing that with me. Where have I been? I've actually been traveling a lot, and I realized, even though I had this idea of posting weekly videos, that especially whilst I'm on the go with my family, posting weekly videos is very, very challenging. But here we are, and let's catch up. I've left you around Easter, where we did some spring excursions in Switzerland, and shortly after, my kids had their spring holidays, where I'm gonna show you some clips, and I've actually been sitting with that video for quite a while, but somehow I didn't feel 100% aligned to just show you the beautiful excursions and little trips I've taken to Zurich, and then we went to Lake Constance in Germany. We continued to the Legoland, also in Germany, and we traveled further east into the Czech Republic. I'm gonna share with you some of the clips later in this video, but after I came back, and as I said, I was sitting with these videos, it also didn't feel 100% aligned to just show you the beautiful trips and make you feel like this is my entire life, because that's not the case. And I've actually had a time of reflection, I would say. My oldest turned 10 not long ago. So I've been a mom for a decade, and it made me more emotional than I thought. Yeah, and I've been pondering about it somehow. In a way, I feel that in my first 10 years as a mom, I've given a lot of myself, and I think it was a pretty conscious decision to do so. It was important to me, and it also felt good to invest like really a lot into my kids whilst they were very, very small. But that now I think I've also realized that these next 10 years might be a little bit different. Also, obviously the needs of my kids are different, and I'm wondering, not who I am, but what my part or my role is going to be besides being a mom, because I do realize that I have a little bit more time at hand. And I also want to spend that wisely. And also I'm having a strong feeling that my role as a mom is evolving quite a bit now. I've been thinking about how much you should be, not in the life of your kids. Obviously, my youngest is still pretty young, but also, I think that the part of also letting go is becoming more and more now. And whilst I've been very present, I would say, in the life of my kids, I also want to honor them now, starting to slowly spread their wings and to find a good balance between being close, being connected, but also not holding them back and not getting enmeshed in the sense that I'm overly putting my views or ideas onto them. So I'm trying to be in contact and in connection with them, but also honoring their way of seeing things or their ways of expressing themselves. But I do find it a challenging one, and it's, I don't know, very often it feels like a little dance, you know, where you're going forward and backwards, or you're getting a bit closer and then you realize it needs a little bit more distance. And I think that is something which I've been thinking about and reflecting about a lot in the last few weeks especially. So on the one hand, since I've been back from the spring holidays, it's also been a time of reflection and a time of thinking and juggling a lot of projects nevertheless. So yeah, I've actually no idea how this video is going to turn out, but in a way that was also the deal with those videos. I wanted to show up here very rare, not rare, that's what I'm doing at the moment, very raw, that's the word I was looking for, very raw and kind of honest, and not just kind of showcasing the beautiful trips which I did take. So I think I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to show you a little bit of our adventures in spring which we've taken, and then I'm looking forward to catching you next time with some outings from here. We started the spring holidays with an excursion to Zurich airport, or better, to one of its landing pistes. The location in Oberglatt is frequented by locals as well as plane spotters. Whilst indulging in a delicious Italian gelato, we enjoyed the views of the incoming planes. The yellow blooming rapeseed fields gave a nice contrast, and the kids enjoyed guessing the airlines as well as the corresponding countries of each plane we saw. For the weekend we headed towards Germany, where we met with my family in Constance. On one of the days we paid the SeaLife aquarium a visit, which was a highlight for the kids. It brought back memories from our trip to Denmark last spring, where we visited the North Sea Oceanarium in Hirtshals. Welcome to Lake Constance, which is located along the Rhine. It is the third largest freshwater lake by surface area in Central and Western Europe after Lake Geneva and Lake Balaton in Hungary. The shore length is 273 kilometers and we are currently standing on the Swiss shore, whilst Germany and Austria also connect to the lake. Join me as we play around with mini golf and visit a petting farm. It was here where our beautiful family weekend came to an end. We continued towards the Czech Republic, traveling east with a stop at Legoland near the German town of Ulm. It was lovely that we got to share this experience with my parents. I guess I will leave you with that. We still have to cover the Czech adventures, but I will save that part for next time. Until then, have a great week. Bye bye.